right? And this concept about emptiness came by some meditators who really meditated very rigorously for a long time. And then through that, they were able to make very special brain connections through which they're able to see the reality of phenomena, emptiness and things like that. So you need to make constant effort to make this connection. So therefore, even if you're, aged, if you continue to practice, you will be able to remember many things. So therefore, the one way to remember things is you need to do it repeatedly. And I have tested myself because I also learned, like any other old people, that I start forgetting names and things that happened quite recently. But things that you have done at your childhood, you are still able to remember. But things that happened recently, you start forgetting. ये कौन सा प्लेस था जहाँ मैं गया हाँ वो कौन था जिसको मैंने मिला था I forget, you see. Then I was a little bit worried if everything that I learned, if it is for forgetting, I mean, it's a great loss. What should I do? Right? Then I read this article. I know this neuroplasticity long before, but I read one article which said if you repeatedly do something, you will not forget. Then I try to memorize some verses from Buddhist verses. I'm able to remember. For example, there are a few verses that I memorize. Nenge lenjer si juchir, he ched na mamungchir, dembashilan jukjave, tembanyawar shakbo goms. This is about practice of mindfulness, which I recently memorized. So it's very clear to me now. So you need to do it repeatedly, right? Okay. So so concentration is important, as I mentioned earlier. And what else I was trying to say? Yeah, I spoke about the five types of lazinesses, which are obstruction to your concentration. And concentration means pulling your all energy together so that you're able to see that object precisely and clearly. Normally, we don't achieve much success because we make half-hearted attempt. यहाँ कुछ कर रहा है लेकिन you're thinking about something else. That's the problem. So concentration. Even if you spend 20 minutes, do it with full concentration, then play, sing, whatever you want to do. ऐसा नहीं कि concentration भी नहीं है, बैठा रहा है, फिर कुछ नहीं होता है. So that is more or less. And then in that chapter on concentration, it highlights many faults of women, because that is one distraction for monks or men. That's the reason. But that is not discrimination, because the text says, what is benefit for me to talk about all these false women, since you also have all the similar faults. Huh? Ab kaun sa clean hai? But the false women are highlighted for the monks. So for the nuns, the other way around, highlight the faults of men. Or even if you're not a monk, not nun, you're a meditator, anything that distracts you, obstructs you, you should think about it. Right? Then the next chapter is wisdom. So here, it was you or somebody who asked the question, right? I said I will explain it. One of you asked this question. Yes, so I'm here. I'm answering your question. So now when we talk about Buddhist practice, I mean, all the discussions that we had during the last few days, if I kind of try to summarize it, then what we are doing is we know we want a long-lasting happiness. And what obstructs long-lasting happiness is negative emotions. So Buddhist teachings are nothing but how to fight with negative emotions. Be it anger, be it jealousy, be it hatred, be it envy, be it negative computation, right? As an counterforce to this, we are asked to cultivate bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness, patience, morality, so on and so forth, right? And I briefly mentioned that when you do spiritual practice, you need to first of all recognize there are two parties right now. I mentioned it briefly, right? Party of negative emotions, party of positive emotions. There's no third party for the time being. Two political parties, party of negative emotions, party of positive emotions, right? And who is the boss of the party of the negative emotion? Who are the president and prime minister of the negative emotions? हाँ कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा हाँ क्या कहाँ जा रहा है तू अभी मैं हेटेड नेता नहीं यहाँ do net like president prime minister in the case of negative emotion self-cherishing attitude and ignorance. Ignorance is self-cherishing attitude. Right? Clear? दुश्मन को मरने से पहले उसको पहचानना चाहिए ना पहचान लिया so now tell me what is ignorance huh? Now we are summarizing okay what is ignorance what lack of what yeah it is seeing things as having independent existence seeing things as having independent existence that is ignorance I told you earlier, ignorance here is not just lack of knowledge, but misconception of reality. Misconception of reality means reality is relative, interdependent. But your stupid mind sees things as having inherent independent existence. So seeing things as having independent existence is called ignorance and is the root cause of samsara. Right? Clear? What is self-cherishing attitude? Isn't it necessary that you should cherish yourself? Huh? Then why here we treat self-cherishing attitude as negative? Why? Huh? Nearly there, nearly there. So what is self-cherishing attitude? Self-cherishing attitude means thinking just yourself and not about others. Thinking about yourself is important, right? Trying to fulfill your purpose, your meaning, thinking about you, that is nothing wrong with that, is important. But thinking only you, मुझे ही चाहिए, that is self-cherishing attitude. Now we are summarizing, you should know this very clearly, that is almost like the essence of all the Buddhist teaching. So then after the president, prime minister, the ignorance, self-cherishing attitude, in the party who are there, who else? Some of the prominent members are now hatred, attachment, right? Then gradually arrogance, right? Jealousy and so many other things. Big party. That's the negative party. Now in the opposing positive political party, who is the president, who is the prime minister? Huh? क्या क्या बोल रहे हैं तुम लोग अब जवाब ठीक से नहीं देगा तो चाय नहीं खिलाएगा आज में क्या प्रेसिडेंट कौन है हाँ wisdom true correct wisdom understanding emptiness Wisdom, understanding emptiness is what? Is the Prime Minister who does the actual role. And President is something like President, okay? It doesn't have to be completely correct. So something like President is, who said? Wow, you are great. Bodhicitta, yes, bodhicitta. Right? So, wisdom, realizing emptiness, the new Prime Minister, he will be able to destroy the Prime Minister of the negative party. Who is the Prime Minister? Ignorance, exactly. Wisdom, understanding emptiness will be able to uproot and destroy, dethrone the ignorance. And bodhicitta will be able to counter self-cherishing attitude. Exactly. Then under their leadership, who else are there? Loving kindness, compassion, patience, morality, integrity, so many other things are there. Right? You're clear with the two parties? Now, right now, who is ruling you? Unfortunately, not very good news. Unfortunately, right now you are ruled by the negative party. So through this practice, what are you saying now? What are you trying to do through this practice by attending this retreat? What are you planning to do? You are saying, I told you earlier, you are saying, gone are the days cheated me, when you looted me, when you exploited me, when you deceived me. Now I am going to dethrone you. Gadi se utar dunga. I'll dethrone you. And why you have so much confidence? I have such confidence to dethrone you because we have elected very good leaders. Wisdom, understanding, emptiness, and bodhicitta. Right? So that's your master plan. So accordingly, when you do the practice, what you are really trying to do is develop bodhicitta. That's the whole thing that the book is talking about. And wisdom, understanding, emptiness, which is being taught in the 9th chapter on wisdom. Right? Now, because we did not read chapter 9, I'll explain a little bit in relation to that. Since all our sufferings and problems arise from ignorance, right? So ignorance can be removed by wisdom, right? And here ignorance is not just lack of knowledge, but misconception of reality. Misconception of reality means this ignorant mind with some reason says things exist independently. If you have to argue with somebody, even if that other party is wrong, other person is wrong, but if he's coming up with some argument, some reason, it's more difficult to defeat that person. It's not just ignorance. If just ignorance, meaning having no knowledge, then you explain it. That person says, okay, clear, thank you. But if that ignorance is based on some stupid reasoning, stupid but still some reasoning, they'll not easily yield. They'll try to support their stand by coming up with all the plausible reasons. There is a whole book about debating between the self-cherishing attitude and the wisdom, understanding, emptiness, and things like that. And then this self-cherishing attitude and self-grasping, they say, what are you talking about? We've just elected some new leaders. बहुत उछल रहा है अभी. मैंने सदियों से आपको मदद किया है. आपका खाना किसने दिया? मैं करके तो मिला है ना, सेल्फ ग्रस्प करके तो मिला है ना. आपका नाम किसने दिया? मैं दिया ना. Right? Beautiful text. So that's not as easy as we think. That's why it's not easy for us to practice, because even after hearing so many teachings, after the teaching, you will more or less do the same thing again. Right? So therefore it is important to repeatedly remind yourself, do this practice and change. Right? So therefore, since the ignorance we are talking about is not just lack of knowledge, but misconception of reality, so that misconception of reality must be dislodged by a conception which sees the reality as it is, which is the wisdom, understanding, emptiness. Right? So in this connection, I explained to you earlier, but I'll explain this again. How can we say that things exist dependently, not independently? Right? I'm just reminding, I explained this to you earlier. When things exist, there are only two ways of existence. One is dependent existence, another independent existence. There is no third possibility. We discussed this, and you have all agreed that yes, things exist dependently. Because things exist dependently, therefore there is nothing that is independent existence. So lack of independent existence is called emptiness. When you don't understand somebody that you like, somebody that you fancy, you develop excessive attachment. Something that you don't like, you develop excessive anger and hatred. That's how negative emotions arise. But when you really understand the meaning of emptiness, and then everything is like an illusion. They are not there as we think. Appearances are deceptive. Right? Right? Then you will read in chapter 9 also, there is a topic which talks about your being able to remove praise, defamation, and so forth. That happens. This is possible because when the Buddha was asked, how an example of emptiness, how does it look like? Can you give me an example? Somebody asked this question to the Buddha. Then the Buddha said, an example similar like emptiness is space. Space. What do you mean by space? What do you mean when you say there is a space here? Or what do you mean when you say that is the space? Space means an area where there is no obstruction. रुकावट नहीं है. बोलते हैं कि यहाँ स्पेस है, यहाँ आपका तंबू लगो. Put your bed here. बोलते हैं ना. When there is space, then you could put many things. You could put many things, but in reality, if you especially take the example of the space up, the space gives you free movement. You can go up and down and fly, whatever. But you will never develop a grasping thinking that I will build my house in the space. Nowadays, people are trying, but not possible, right? Right? So meaning that if you, just like you will, not think about building a castle or a nest or something like in the space, meaning that you will not develop attachment to the space. Similarly, when you understand emptiness like a space, then there is no room for grasping, attachment, anger, jealousy, and so forth. So, roughly speaking, that's the meaning. All right, thank you for listening so patiently, practicing patience. Now, still we have some time asking questions. Yes?
Hello. Hello.
Question anyone? No? No? So good.
Thank you so much, Keshala, for all the sessions. It was truly a blessing to study under you all these 4 days. So, I think my final question would be like, these past 4 days we have learned about Arya Shantideva's text, and we have, I believe, we have learned a lot. I think many of us here, we are like beginners. We are introducing ourselves to the Buddhism for the first time, and I believe there was a point where you were a beginner as well to this whole concept of Buddhism and emptiness and bodhicitta. And now that you have come here, you have done your Geshe degree and you have been here. I believe when the first time when you have started Buddhism, and at that time, how you dealt with your negative emotions, and now how you deal with the negative, because we are humans, I believe you also have some negative emotions from time to time. So how the difference between how you dealt it when you were just starting Buddhism and how you deal it with now, I think it would be really great for all of us to know like the insight of how practice matters so much and the level that we can reach through our practice as well. Thank you so much.
So in the beginning, when we were studying, we were just studying. I mean, again, I'm not criticizing, but the traditional way of teaching is just imparting the lessons, explaining the text. But there is no special session for practicing, asking you to judge your emotion and try to confront the negative emotion, belittle them. Such practice is not there. And then because of young age, less experience, I don't remember that I, at that age, to reduce my anger, jealousy. I don't remember anything like that. Just studied. You know, I might have occurred, this is bad, this is good, but I don't know how much I practice. I don't remember. I can't claim I am a great practitioner. Through repeated practice, repeated thinking, I really know how destructive these negative emotions are, right? So therefore, I'm able to clearly see that my mind is much, much more peaceful and calm, and probably less frustration, less anger, and things like that. And when all this, whatever happens, then I'm able to see everything from a larger perspective. That's important, larger perspective. We talk about like practicing patience if there is anger. This is what we already read. But actually, in order to confront all these negative emotions, you need to see everything from a larger perspective. That's the Buddhist way of healing emotions, dealing with problems, right? Larger perspective. Now, what is larger perspective? The larger perspective is that everything has interdependent existence. Everything. The world, yourself, the trees, the rocks. That's the larger perspective. Both in the Tibetan system of, you know, religious practice, the Buddhism, and also the Tibetan medical system. What we try to do is larger perspective and try to find the root cause of all the problems and then try to eliminate it. It's not like the Western process. In the Western process, you identify one problem and try to deal with that problem alone. Lung ठीक नहीं हो तो उधर operation करो, आंख ठीक नहीं हो तो वहाँ operation करो, without thinking how it is related to the other parts of the body, right?
Yes.
So I do hope that I managed to develop some larger perspective, but still in the process.
Yes. Any advices for us who are starting our journey into Buddhism for the very first time, Geshe?
Advice I have given right in the beginning in a very simple language. So remember that again, and you should ask yourself, you want happiness or not, especially long-lasting happiness or not. So I'm telling you, Buddha is telling you, everybody is telling you, if you want a long-lasting happiness, then don't make friendship with negative emotions. वो आपको छोड़ेगा नहीं कभी भी. Attachment, anger, jealousy, everything. If you make more friendship with that, it is 100% sure. It's guaranteed that you will have problem. So if you don't want to get stuck in this problem, if you want to get more long-lasting happiness, then stay away from these negative emotions.
Yes.
And we are ordinary human beings. These negative emotions will arise again and again, but still you should know that they are not good for me. Stay away, reduce them, reduce their intensity, right?
Yes. Thank you so much, Geshe,
Yeah.
from all of us. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Tashi Deleks Keshala, my question is that why do we give money to the statue of gods?
Oh, you can take all the money from the statue. Why you give all the money to the statue or any offering that you make to the statue? Because statue doesn't use money. Statue doesn't take money. It's only to show our respect to the Buddha, which is symbolized by this statue. And unfortunately, we don't have direct access to the Buddha. So we see that image as the actual Buddha and make offerings. Now here it is actually in the Buddhist community still it's quite good. But otherwise, क्या होता है? Have you watched क्या है वो हाँ नहीं राम मंदिर वाला नहीं वो तो the hot topic है I know but वो एक movie है ना क्या बोलते हैं वो PK very good movie क्योंकि इधर चराव बोलते हैं स्टेचू में किसी चीज में कौन ले जाता है हाँ कौन ले जाता है पुजारी Well, it's very funny. Outside the temple, there is a beggar. भगवान के नाम में नाम 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 में दे दो भगवान के नाम पे दे दो भगवान के नाम पे दो तो बोलता है ना बेगर भी फिर उसको हम देता है नहीं देता है देने से भी छोटा सा देगा वो भी फेंकेगा भिखारी बाग वो भी बोल रहा है ना भगवान के नाम पर दे दो पुजारी भी बोल रहा है ना भगवान के नाम पर दे दो और इधर देता है उधर गरीब को नहीं देता है ये हमारा सोच विचार है सो होता क्या है भगवान के नाम पर लूट रहा है और कुछ नहीं है अभी राम मंदिर आपने बोला था है ना राइट सो देयरफॉर फॉर मी द बेस्ट वे इज टू help people, especially help good young people who wants to do good, who wants to get educated. Help them. Help them. Because of my work and a little bit distance from the main temple, these days I don't get much opportunity to go there. And also maybe due to my lack of faith, I'm not so interested. And I always say, if you donate your money for something good for people, I think that is offering. You don't have to go just to a murti, right?
Thank you, Geshe.
But then these statues are good in the sense they're reminders of the Buddha. Did I tell you this story of my encounter with an Israeli young lady? I told you, right? Did I tell you? You don't remember? So there was one young Israeli lady when I was going to my room in Dharamsala, when I was then His Holiness translator, I met this young lady on the road. She said, I want to study Buddhism. Can I find a teacher? Now, you remember now, did I say this? Did I told you this story? Huh? Some say yes, some say no. So anyway, I'll tell you again. So then I said, there are many good teachers, but most of them don't speak English, so it will be difficult for you. So if you're so interested, I'll help you for a few days. Then she started coming to my room and I started teaching her. And she was so enthusiastic that she is really writing down everything that I was saying. Very enthusiastic, right? But one day when she came to see me, she was a little bit upset. I said, what happened? I said, I saw the Tibetans, others bowing before the statue. Because in some religions, that is idol worshipper. Right? So don't take it very nicely. So then I wanted to teach her a lesson. Then I told her, do you think they are stupid? And I don't like, she said. Then I said, when you go around, travel around in the world, do you carry the photos of your relatives in your purse or somewhere? He said, yes, I do. I said, you're stupid. This photo is not your real parent. She said, yes, I know, but these photos help me remember them. This is exactly what we do. We are not that stupid saying this is the real Buddha. These are only reminders. Right. So don't worry of thinking that we are stupid idol worshippers. We are not. Right? Okay.
Juliana, did you believe in astrology and horoscope?
I have no idea what they are.
We also have in Buddhism Lotho.
Lutho, yeah, I know all this. So, number one, I'm not expert on it. Number two, I don't have much faith in those things.
Okay. Should we believe or not?
Huh?
Should
Kyunki, the reason is, when you were born, when you came into this world, did you came into this world after consulting an astrologer? नहीं है ना? जिस दिन अब यहाँ से जाओगे, फिर will you consider astrology
No.
expert and find out, okay, tell me what is a good day for me to die? Number one, unfortunately, you have no choice, right? So why, huh?
Can you please tell the story that you have shown your hands to the astrologer, the one who tell you the fortune of your with some foreigners, like you're having a good will and you are going to do something.
Yeah, people say things like that. I don't read hand, but many people do like that. But then a very good answer to this is, if your fortune can be told only by reading the hands, then what about those people who have no hands? They also have fortune.
Maybe that one is a psychological trick.
Huh?
Psychological trick by reading the palm.
I don't know. मरता क्या नहीं करता दुनिया में क्या क्या करके बैठा है
Maybe they are
I
not.
mean, honestly speaking, I'm not totally against it, to be honest. But the thing is, I don't pay much emphasis, but it is possible to read. And क्यों? My reason is, for example, the trees. If you cut the tree, they have many rings, right? From that, you can find out how old the tree is. Likewise, with this hand, if you're really, really good reader, you might be able to tell a little bit, but not about, I don't think about past life and things like that. But according to Tibetan astrology, they say past life, you are this, you are that I am not very skeptical.
Thank
But
you,
it
Geshe.
might be able to tell you what is your present physical state, what is state of your health, probably, even by looking at your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe.
Geshe-la, Skyadtsal. Geshe-la, Thiksey helping us teaching this grateful and helpful teaching. So, Geshe-la, I have heard this beautiful word, from Gyalwang Drupa Dukchen Rinpoche in his teachings. And so Amala told this that every day we live in a dream, like our life is a dream, completely dream. We should be thankful before sleeping. We should thank God and for a grateful day, and hoping for that in morning that we should pray that we have a great life ahead. So what is your point of view? What is Rinpoche really meant to say?
It's good. He's saying that it's good to be optimistic all the time. When you achieve something, you should not say, it's all because I'm so intelligent. So instead of saying that, thankful to somebody like Buddha or my parents, and then you should also realize that you also contributed to yourself. That way you will be able to develop some confidence and conviction, right? So the main point is maintaining a positive attitude is really very helpful in your life. But if you keep on, hedging ill will, maintaining a pessimistic attitude, then your downfall will start, right?
Thankful eduk mandala sami pula no testing anele mandal pula jado no mandal pula jado no tene ngata nge ikene chana pulin ngata sama mandal choices dala gele studio sale sama jiche gele skutseri no test kola mandal purchase no testing ne ajota putole na achila mole gele sama ponna eduk pula jado no te studio well suwa jado ngata dedication jado Hello.
Hello.
Page number 29.
Page 29.
Sheldon, page number 29. Baba Jamba Shuna Jurbala
Chazalo Soda George Jegana Tuzo Jegwa Meyase Dake Malu Tera Tamjela Luna Ye Tangwe Chaje Zambo Chebe Moman Toda Ke Yawa Tamje Yige Bozu Shenge le nye le ra tu ba ye jawa kula ra do shanze de che te na de nye sanje na sanje se je na shubha de da che je ye na ma lu ba tam se jawa da ye pa Dharma Phani Zaya Sona Yanji Yamba Jasu Dagunji Yawa Kunji Yade Raja Che Dewa Shiva Tanse Dole Nedo Tamba Tenwa Tamba Ta Sinye Mauda Mane Chodan Dugu Sambaye Jawa Chubaraji Nasa Tamba Nasa Te Chodan Chema Kumare Ranyama Che Para Pape Chogunje Jawa Te Dalane Chubarai Chuba Kama Lame Yashewa Te Dan Jawa Sanche Layam Zangbo Chula Te Be Soda Ke Jawa Kula Shanse Desha Shedan Temo Wangene Ludama Ta Te Shin Ye Ye Deva Dan Ye Deva Chi Che Va Te Da Tang Je Da Ge So So Je Jawa Kun Da Sang Je Se Ran Je Nang Da Lo Tang Le Lo Doa Kun Je So Na Ka La Ya Te Da Kun Je Je So Da Ye Ganam Cho Ju Je De Du Ma Ma Cha Ju Re Ma Sang Je Ma Cha Wo Mo Te Da Da Je Tan Je La Ko Lo Na Me Ba Ko Wa Nya Me Da De Ka She Te Da Ma Do Wa Dewa Shingen De Nye Shubara Ya Da Ge Temo Raja Cha Se Wa Da Che Je Sha Hua Da Je Su Yi Ra Fu Xian So Wa Ge Wa Chung Se Da Ge Che Sa Ba Tam Je Zo Hui Chang Chu Chi Mo Shinje Lam Chua Sevara Shinje Ruwa Yishi Su Chavara Shinje Sangye Lama Chu Teje Lama Shinje Chibo Lama Jiao Su Chi Tuma Chenpo Daye Me Sentient Dong Taje Tawa Chewa Sangye Su Chida Zechen Shoujo Rong Yin Ze Tang Je Be Zun Be Sentient Tondo Da Sangye Dun Dun Ni Je De Zong Wei Chang Ju Sengye Guru Guru Rena Mendra Lo Kamne Ya Ta Ya
Thank you so much, Geshe. So, before reciting the dedication prayers, let us take this opportunity to recite the prayer for long life of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, which is on the page number 54 of the prayer book. Page number 54 of the prayer book. It is also known as the Song of Immortality, which is composed by Ling and So, let us pray that may His Holiness live for eternal and be able to inspire as many sentient beings as possible. And at the same time, let us also pray that may all the world leaders take some sort of inspiration from him and be able to make this world a better place so that we all may live in peace and harmony. So with this, let us recite the prayer from page number 54. Om Swasti. To the assembly of
most kind teachers, both present and past,
the
miraculous dance of body, speech, and mind of Venerable Buddha, manifesting in accord with the aspirants' spiritual capacities, to which dwell the source of all virtue and goodness. To you we offer our prayers with fervent devotion, the tempting gift of protecting land of snows. Live for 100 shores, shower on you
your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To the assembly of all meditational deities, manifesting as countless mandalas and divinities, the magical clouds of immaculate transcendent wisdom, reaching to the farthest expanse of the space of ultimate reality. To you we offer our prayers with fervent devotion, the Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings
so that these aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To all the victorious Buddhas of the three times, endow it with 10 favors, and who are even masters of the gods, and those whose attributes perfection are the source of all compassionate deeds, benefit the vast ocean-like realm of sentient beings. To you we offer your prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the land of the snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are without hindrance. To the assembly of sacred doctrine embodied in the three vehicles, supremely serene treasure of enlightenment, standards unchanging, eternally good, and the glory actually liberates beings from the sufferings of the three worlds. We offer our prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the land of the snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To all members of the enlightening noble spiritual community, who never stray from the thoroughly liberating adamantine city, who possess the wisdom that exceeds the profound virtue and the highest valor to destroy all machinations of civil existence. To you we offer our prayers with fervent devotion. Joshua, protector of the land of snows, live for 100. Shower on him your blessings so that these aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. to the assembly of heroes and darkness, heavenly beings of the three worlds, who appear in the highest paradise, in the sacred places, and in the cremation, and who through creative play in the hundredfold experience of bliss and emptiness, support practitioners in their meditations on the excellent path. To you we offer our the Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To the ocean of protectors, endowed with eyes of transcendental wisdom, the powerful guardians and upholders of the teaching, who wear inscriptively on their matted locks the note symbolizing their pledge to the Vajradhara. To you we offer our prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without him. Thus, through this congregation of excellent, undeceiving refuge, we pray that by the power of this prayer, expressed from a heart filled with fervent devotion and humility, may the body, speech, and mind of the soul of the land of snows, the supreme Nawang Lobsang Tenzin Gyatso, be indestructible, unfluctuating, and unceasing. May he live in for 100 eons, seated on a diamond throne transcending decay and destruction. You are the jewel heart embodying all compassionate beneficilities. O most courageous one, you are on your shoulders the burdens of all the. May all your noble aspirations be fulfilled as intended. By virtue of this,
may the heavenly doors of the fortunate era open eternally
as a source of relief and respite for all beings. May the auspicious signs reach the apex of existence and release. As the sacred teachings flourish through all times and in all, may the enlightenment of the blessings of the lotus holder always center our hearts and nourish them with strength. May we please you with offerings of dedicated practice, reach beyond the thoughts of perfect compassionate deeds. Through the blessings of the wondrous Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by the infallible truth of the laws of dependent origination, and by the purity of our fervent aspiration, may the aims of my prayer be fulfilled without hindrance.
And with this, I also want to add that we are all here for the past 3 days and today also. So it is due to the kindness of we are here in Thiksey. It is due to the kindness of our Thiksey Rinpoche. So on behalf of Flaring Dharma and all of us, we will thank him. And then with that also, whenever Geshe Lhakdor, because with the building we need a teacher, so we thank him also. And then Geshe Samdubla also, because of their kindness, we are all here and we are able to get the benefit from them. And with that, we will recite Gandhi Rave Kore 3 times. Okay, let's start together. Gangre Rawe
Korwe
Korwe
Shinkansu
Shinkande
Penda
Penda
Dewa
Dewa
Malun
Malu
Jungwe
Jungwe
Ne
Chandra
Chenre Sewa
Zikwa
Tenzin
Tenzin Gyatsowi
Shape
Shape
Side
Side
Pardu
Pardu Tenjuruchi
Tenjuruchi
Gangre
Rabe
Rawe
Korwe
Korwe Shinkande
Shinkansu Penda
Penda
Dewa
Dewa
Malun
Malu
Jung
Jungwe
Chenre
Chandra
Sewa
Zikwa
Tenzin
Tenzin
Gyatsoyi
Gyatsowi
Shape
Shape
Side
Side
Pardu
Pardu
Tenjuruchi
Tenjuruchi
Kanre
Gangre
Rabe Korwe Shinkansu Penda Dewa Malun Jung Chere sewa tenzin jaso ye shabe siddhe bhardo ten gyuru.
Thank you, everyone. And so let us recite the dedication here. So before that, I, on behalf of everyone, would like to express our gratitude to our dear Venerable Geshe Abdullah. Thank you so much, Geshe, for your profound teaching and for teaching these precious texts. Bodhisattva-Shantideva is a guide to Bodhisattva way of life in a very simple and in a very easy manner. And I hope you all have really enjoyed and benefited a lot from your teaching. And at the same time, we also wanted to assure you that we'll try our level best to implement what you have taught in our daily life to the best possibilities of us. And with that, we also wish and pray that may you live long and may you be able to spread the Dharma as much as possible and may we all be able to attend such retreats as much as possible, so that we will be able to bring some positive aspects and qualities in our life as well as in other lives. So thank you so much once again, Venerable Geshe. With this, let us recite a dedication. Let us dedicate that what we have learned in this past 4 days, we will be able to implement in our lives, and at the same time able to help our near and dear ones. First of all, starting from ourselves, then our family members, near and dear ones, our friends, relatives, our villagers, and at the same time, as much as possible as we can. So let us turn to page number 191 of the main textbook. Page number 191. So there is a little printing mistake. It says chapter 9, perfection of wisdom, but actually it's the chapter 10, dedication. So with this, let us recite the dedication prayer. Through the virtue of having composed this work, a guide to Bodhisattva's way of life, may all living beings come to engage in a Bodhisattva's contact. May all beings everywhere plagued with sufferings of body and mind obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by the virtue of my merits, and for as long as they remain in cyclic existence, may their content happiness never decline, and may all of them uninterruptedly receive waves of joys from Bodhisattvas.
May all embodied creatures who throughout the universe
experience
hellish realms come to enjoy the bliss of Sukhavati. May those feeble with cold find warmth, and may those oppressed with heat be cooled. May the boundless waters that you forth from the great clouds of the Bodhisattva's merit. May the forest of razor sharp leaves become a beautiful pleasure grove, and may the trees of knives and swords grow into which fulfilling trees. May the regions of the hell become places of joy, with vast and fragrant with the exquisite calls of wild ducks, geese, and swans. May the heaps of burning coal changes into heaps of jewels. May the burning walls become a polished crystal floor, and may the mountains of the crushing hells become celestial place of worship filled with sugatas. May the rains of lava, blazing stones and weapons, from now on become a rain of flower, and may all from now on be playful flowers. By the force of my virtues, may those caught in the fiery their flesh eaten away, revealing their lily white bone, obtain the bodies of celestial, and dwell with the goddess in gently flowing. Why are the henchmen of Yama, the unbearable buzzard and vultures afraid? Through those noble strength is joy brought upon us and darkness dispelled. Looking up, they behold the firmament, the radiant form Vajrapani. Through the force of their joy, may be free from evil, and when they see the lava fires of hell extinguished by a rain of falling flowers mixed with scented water, immediately satisfied, they wonder whose work this was. In this way, may those in hell behold Parmapani. Friends, don't have afraid, but quickly gather here. What need is there to flee when above us is the youthful Manjughosha to dispel our fears? The tender Bodhisattva who protects all living beings, through whose might all suffering is removed and the force of joy abound. Behold him in an enchanting place, resounding with hymns sung by with the tiaras of 100 golds being offered to this lotus feet, and a rain of many flowers falling on his head, the eyes of which are moist with kindness. Upon seeing Manjughosha in this way, may those in hell cry out aloud with joy. Likewise, having been due to the roots of my wholesome deeds, the cool and sweet smelling rain falling from joyful clouds, created by the Bodhisattva Samanthabhadra and Sarva Nirvana Vaishamkambi, may all beings in hell be truly happy. May all animals be free from the fear of being eaten by one another. May the hungry ghosts be as happy as the men of northern continent. May they be satisfied by a stream of milk pouring from the hand of Allah. and by bathing in it, may they always be cooled. May the blind see forms, may the deaf hear sounds, just
as it is with us Mahadevi.
may pregnant women give birth without any pain. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drink. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the fallen find new hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May all who are sick and ill quickly be free from the illness, and may even disease in the world never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound to be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting one another.
Travelers find happiness
Everywhere they go, and without any effort may they accomplish whatever they set out to do. May those who sail in ships and boats obtain whatever they wish for, and having safely returned for the alone, may they joyfully reunite with their relatives. May troubled wanderers who have lost their way meet with fellow travelers, and without any fear of the thieves and tigers. May their going be easy without any fatigue. May those who find themselves in trackless, fearless wildernesses, the children, the aged, the unprotected, the stupefied, and the insane, be guarded by beneficent solution. May beings be free from all sorts of leisure, endowed with faith, wisdom, and kindness, with food obtained in proper and excellent conduct. May they be mindful throughout their way. May all beings be without want for wealth, just like the treasury of space. May those who have little splendor come to the endowed with majesty. May those whose bodies are worn with toil find magnificent and noble forms. May all lower life forms in the universe take rebirth in the higher forms. May the lowly obtain grandeur, and may the proud be humbled. By the merits I accumulate, may every single being abandon all forms of evil and perpetually engage in virtue. May they never be parted from the awakening mind, and may they always engage in the Bodhisattva's conduct. May they be cared for by the Buddha and relinquish from evils. May sentient beings have lives inconceivably long when in fortunate realms. May they always live in contentment, unfilled with the world. On the directions, gardens of wish-fulfilling trees, filled with sweet sound dharmas proclaimed by Buddhas and their sons. May their land everywhere be pure, smooth, and devoid of any rocks, lying on hand any of the nature of lapis lazuli. For all the circles of disciplines, may Bodhisattvas dwell in every land, adorning them with May all embodied creatures uninterruptedly hear the sound of Dharma issuing from birds and trees, beams of light, and even space itself. May they always meet with Buddha and their sons, Bodhisattvas. May Green Brahma's world be worshipped with endless clouds of uplift. My celestial beings in one, so that harvest may be one. May kings act in accordance with Dharma, and the people of the world always prosper. May all medicines be effective, and the requesting mantra successful. May darkness, cannibals, and the like be allowed
May all living creatures ever suffer committing
evil or evil. May no one be afraid or limited, or their minds ever be depressed. In all temples and monasteries, may reading and recitation flourish and remain. May the sanghas always be in harmony, and may their purpose be accomplished. May monks desiring to practice find quiet and solitary peace, and through having abandoned all wandering thoughts, may they meditate with flexible minds.
enhance the materially
Sufficient, abandon quarreling with each other, and be unharmed. Similarly, may all ordained ones never let their morality begins. Having ripened my moral phase, may evil also be abated, and thereby obtaining a happy state of birth. May spiritual conduct not decline even before. May the wise be honored, and may they receive alms. May their minds be completely pure, and may they be renowned in all directions. May beings not experience the misery of lower realms, and may they never know any hardships. With the physical from spiritual gods, may they swiftly attain Buddha. May sentient beings again and again make offerings to all Buddhas, and may they constantly be joyful with the inconceivable bliss of Buddhas. Just as they have intended, they may also fulfill their measure of mantras. And may all sentient beings receive whatever the Buddhas have intended for them. Similarly, may the Patika Buddhas and the Sarvaka find their happiness. And until I reach the level of joyous one, to the kindness of Manju Gosha. May I be mindful throughout my life and always obtain knowledge. May I live and sustain the simple common foods, and in all my lives may I find the ideal solution for wisdom. Whenever I wish to see something or even wish to see anything, may I behold without any hindrance the Lord Manjughosha himself, in order to fulfill the needs of being who reach into the universe. May my way of life be just like that of Manjughosha. And as long as living beings remain, until then may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. May all the pains of living creatures ripen slowly upon myself. And through the might of the Bodhisattva Sangha, may all beings experience happiness. May the teachings which are the sole medicine for suffering and the origin of every joy be materially supported and honored and abide for a very long time. I prostrate to Manju Gosha, to whose kindness wills some minds ensure, and I prostrate to my mind master, through whose kindness I develop.
Thank you so much. Now, I would like to request Venerable Geshe to say a few words.
Jukdum se ko ta ta nga zo sangi che go samso ine zinda thama de cha tu de nga zo chojo gi zinda thama da chane mende ta enchebash phi ke chahi gala asage ine ta nga ta jukdum e zat go thore cho za che no pa dering chos zinda ta dering thama gyur cha che sto shi son pasang dering nga ta tokta ngis la chawa ngis zerte goma nga ta kulno zang po kurte ya gome ja zom zana nga ta ngija motivate toshik chwa zat no kong gan banai tena po ngije kulno ka zuk chi kurchin samba ka zuk chi intention ka zuk chi kurte jojin zerkani samba ngoda shat no ten dering nga ta ra tradition e stawa to kurte nga ta dering yeshele mandal phula zat no nga ta rup se ka tena nga ta inna zu gyalek lushe se pia yar konjo ga chotpa phulte no nga ta isting ne nga ta margan lo chimba to sa nga ta aka chamba animal care la sonste ki gulna chimba sal cheno te zosto sa nga ta yang iu tsarkani jugdom manok nga ta isting ne yang jin jujin ta sa ta tizam jima pozera me ze chezmet gesheles dring aru yoxpa shkoda de chezno te pia nga ta yoxpa dolte tene do tan shkoda ti me so da gante chotpa posting ne shkod zane Chamani ke la kyudanga tan rule tishket no doni shket tik me ale ojole
Nena आपके तुझे शागिरिzu tu jengi midu degi ponjospa segi lumpo tabutispe sku shage yalpo Kela chasai